Welcome back to Game Galaxy, and it finally has happened. Shenmue 1 and 2 HD has been officially announced by SEGA, and I couldn't be happier. You know, when Shenmue 3 was announced, I freaked out, and I was extremely emotional, and it was my very first video I put up here on YouTube. And with this announcement, it's not that I'm freaking out, it's just I have an overwhelming sense of gratitude. I am so thankful to SEGA for doing this and bringing these two amazing stories and games and just works of art onto modern platforms for new people to just experience and the longevity of it. And you know, I was saying to my friends that like now that we're getting Shenmue 3, it would be absolutely idiotic for SEGA not to release these. It just makes so much sense. It'd be such a good business decision. They'd make so much money because Shenmue has become this cult classic and you know, people want to check it out. Now, it's not about like, you know, money and breaking records for me. Again, I just want to reiterate that I'm just so happy that it brings these great games to a wider audience and makes it more accessible for people to experience these great stories and realize why people like myself, like Adam Koralik, Happy Console Gamer, and other people, Dreamcast Guy, we all freak out at Shenmue because we were there and we lived it and we experienced it, and it's something truly special. You know, and beyond bringing it to modern system, I think it's just, it makes me happy in a separate way from Shenmue that it's inadvertently a way of like prolonging the Dreamcast legacy, because in the trailer that they showed, they do a disclaimer saying this is pre-release footage or whatever, but it looks to be the same Dreamcast style graphics and assets just kind of presented in an HD space. And that is what I've always wanted. You know, fans have done amazing recreations of Shenmue arenas and areas in Unreal Engine. Like there's one that I'm thinking of right now that was like the Dobuita U Arcade, just done in the Unreal Engine, and it was super beautiful and like, wow, can you imagine if Shenmue was like that? But me personally, I never wanted, if we were to get a Shenmue HD, I never wanted to see that done to it. I wanted it to retain its original art assets and look, because that is so Shenmue, and I think that's very special and important. I'm a big lover of art styles, and so when I see that trailer looking like Dreamcast era graphics just in an HD presentation, I'm so happy. Sorry about the jump cut, I live by an airport, so planes are always flying over. But what I was saying is that like playing Dreamcast these days is a bit cumbersome. You know, I've done videos on VGA cables and VGA boxes, but as TVs progress and evolve, they're losing that VGA port, or monitors are losing it, so then you have to add in, okay, I got a VGA to HDMI adapter, and it just becomes, it's not very convenient for people. So bringing some of the, you know, the Dreamcast's best games, Shenmue 1 and 2, over to modern platforms, Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation 4, it's just so amazing because now, you know, I don't have to sit here on camera on YouTube being like, you gotta play these games, but you gotta go to get a Dreamcast. Oh, and make sure you play it in VGA so you get the best quality. Now you can get, they're gonna get the best quality on platforms that you most likely already have. And I have to say, I will be buying every single release and version of Shenmue 1 and 2 HD just to support this. I'm so incredibly happy. And what a great time to be a Shenmue fan, man. We have been the most patient fans in the world, and I love to see that us to be rewarded for it. Shenmue 3 we're gonna get later on, and you know, with Shenmue 1 and 2, you know, they said I think there's gonna be two control schemes, you know, maybe a modern one and a classic one. I don't know what that means essentially. I'm assuming it means on Dreamcast you kind of had the you know, you held a left trigger to run, and you only had that one analog stick. Maybe now with modern controls, you'll be able to control the camera with the right stick and move all that kind of stuff. But I do hope they keep run to one of the triggers. I do not want to be clicking L3 or anything to make Rio run. Oh, they're also going to have both English and Japanese voice tracks for both of the games, and I think that's so exciting and wonderful because, you know, what was really cool is that, of course, I played the original Shenmue on Dreamcast, obviously, and we had, you know, it was dubbed in English, for better or for worse. I personally love the English tracks. I think we all have a special attachment to the English voice cast. But then, Shenmue 2, we had to import the UK version, at least I did here in the States, and this was in Japanese, but it had English subtitles. But you know what? When I went in Shenmue 2, you go to China as you're further pursuing Lan Di, and I actually loved that it was in Japanese, because obviously I'm not a native Japanese speaker. And so going to that foreign land was cool to have it be in a different language. Obviously they're speaking Japanese in China, it doesn't really make sense, but that's besides the point. It gave me that feeling of that very foreign feeling, because something that Shenmue 1 did very, very well, and my friend and I have talked about this a lot, is they did a really good job of making Yokosuka feel like home. You know, everybody knows you, you know everyone in the town. It's small enough to where you learn that without needing to look at a map or a mini-map. You know those shops. You feel very at home, and they did a really good job. And I think you get thrown into the lion's den with Shenmue 2, and just having my first experience be in a foreign language to myself, which was Japanese, heightened that experience. So I'm very interested to be playing Shenmue 1 in Japanese. I'm looking forward to that. I've never done that, so that'll be really exciting. Anyways, I could just babble on and on. I'm very extremely happy. This is a great, fantastic time for Shenmue fans. We have been rewarded for our patience and love and endearment. I want to thank everybody through the community that has been the loudest voices. Everyone at Shenmue Dojo, Adam Korlick, of course, you were the one with the megaphone when a lot of us, including myself, gave up hope. So thank you very much, and I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.